With the launch of Season of Discovery, Hunters proved to be one of the fastest and the most efficient leveling and group content class in the game. From the power the runes brought to their path, making them an unkillable tank in any scenario, to the Hunters having a good AoE and sustained single target DPS. Hello everyone, I'm Outlaw, and today we will scout Hunters in Season of Discovery, checking their runes, talents up until the level 25, specializations, and even more. Starting off with the chest runes, we have Aspect of the Lion, increases total stats by 10% of all nearby allies, and increases your stats by an additional 10. This is identical to King's, but is double the value to the Hunters. Up next we have Cobra Strike. Critical hits with your shot's abilities causes your pet to critical hit his next 2 special attacks. This is an interesting rune, it's a great addition to the pet build. Now onto Lone Wolf. You deal 15% more damage while don't have a pet active. This one is just an amazing DPS rune, giving up the support from your pet to get the raw damage instead. Finishing the chest rune with Master Marksman increases your critical strike chance by 5% and reduces the mana cost of all your shot abilities by 25%. Best leveling rune in my opinion for chest, reducing the downtime of drinking after few pulls, and the flat 5% is really helpful. Jumping off to the hand runes, we have Beast Mastery. Your pet damage and health are increased by 30%, and its focus regeneration by 80%, and your growl now also taunts the target. This is the best rune for the pet build. This is what makes them immortal and do an insane amount of damage. Onto Carve. Attacks all enemies in front of you for 50% of your weapon damage. This one is for the melee hunters. AoE damage boost is always great. Up next we have Chimera Shot. Deals 85% of weapon damage, refreshes your current sting on your target, and triggering an effect. For the Serpent Sting, it instantly deals 40% of all the damage done by the ability. For Viper Sting, restores the mana equal to 60% of the amount drained. And for Scorpion Sting, attempts to disarm the target for 10 seconds, but cannot occur more than once a minute. This is a great idea by Blizzard. Doing it more than just refreshing your sting is really interesting. It makes the ability very situational. Ending the glove runes with Explosive Shot. Fires an explosive shot dealing damage to all enemies within 8 yards. This ability was the last point of Wrath of Lich King Talent 3, which gives you an idea of how powerful this ability is. By the time I'm recording this, Explosive Shot got nerfed, but it's still a good option. These are our last 4 runes on the lag slot. Flanking Strike. You and your pet deals 100% melee damage. After that, your Mungus Bite and Raptor Strike deals 10% increased damage for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3. Your Raptor Strike have a 20% chance to reset the cooldown of Flanking Strike. This is a cool interaction between the player and the pet attacking together, but you need the reset to happen in order to stack those Flanking Strikes. Now with Kill Command, increases your pet damage with his special attack by 60% for 30 seconds. Each special attack by the pet reduces the damage bonus by 20%. This is a simple but very powerful rune, boosting your pet damage even more. Onto Serpent Spread. Your multi-shot ability now also applies Serpent Sting for 6 seconds. This is a huge AoE damage over time spread, really good, while also preserving your mana by not having to apply target by target with Serpent Sting, right? And last but not least, we have Sniper Training. Your shot abilities gain 10% critical strike chance while you have not moved for the last 6 seconds. This is kind of a tricky one during leveling because you're always moving, but in certain raid or dungeon scenarios or encounters, this could be a huge damage bonus for such an easy trade-off. And those were all the runes for our hunter. Now we will jump onto talents to see the best interaction for the class. We will run through each specialization and do a brief explanation. For the Beast Mastery tree, I made a leveling build having 5 points on endurance for that huge HP on your path, 3 points on Thick Hide for a little bit more tankness, 2 on Revive Path in case things go south, 2 points on Pathfinder because we walk a lot and we want to reduce the downtime, and the last 4 points on Unleashed Fury. For the runes, the chest is the most versatile one. Master Marksman with the 5% crit but primarily preserving the mana from your shots, Cobra Strikes to boost your pet even more, and Aspect of the Lion for the stat increase. My personal preference is Marksman, huge fan of the mana reduction, allow you to pull even more and more constantly. On the hands, I went for Beast Mastery, it's just too much stat for our pet on a single rune. And the legs, I got Kill Command for that burst damage. On the endgame build, I just dropped those 2 points from Pathfinding and got 5 on Unleashed Fury with our last point in the 4th row on Ferocity. For the runes, I just changed the chest to give everyone the 10% buff with Aspect of the Lion. For our MM tree, 5 points on Efficiency, 5 lethal shots, 1 point on Aimage shot, and the last 5 points all over the Beast Mastery tree on improved Aspect of the Hawk. For the rune side, Aspect of the Lion will be our top priority here. 20% stats on a single rune is just way too much, and you give a raid or party a huge 10% buff. For the hands, we're going to replace Arcane Shot with Chimera Shot, so that way we can keep Serpent Sting 100% uptime. And for the legs, I opt for Flanking Strike for the melee weaving, but if you dislike that type of gameplay, feel free to go with Kill Command. And this was everything that I have to cover for the Hunters. I hope you guys are having fun in Seas of Discovery. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.